Here's a game. Master KC. Let's see. Okay, goes with d4. Yeah, let's go knight f6, see how he responds. Maybe I can get a Nimzo-Indian here, e6. Yeah. Haven't gotten one of these in so long, I may not remember how to play it. People seem to avoid it a lot. They play these early knight f3 systems. Okay, he's pausing to think. There's a number of different replies here. Queen c2, yeah, is the classical. So what now? I like to play with c5, I think. I'd like to prepare the square c6 for my knight. Come forward and put a little more pressure on the center here. See, I always wonder if I can play knight c6 right away, or if I need to play d6 first. I don't like that pawn to come all the way to. Thing is, here you knight c6, pawn to d5, pawn takes, and then the knight has to move, and then the pawn can push all the way forward to d6, which I think is kind of annoying. So that's why I play this d6 move. Although I don't know if it's necessary. Maybe I'll check that out. In the postmortem, maybe one of those superstitious moves I play. Okay, so he kicks the bishop, and I will trade finally. I was just waiting for him to prompt the bishop, kind of a little bit of a dance there. I was expecting knight takes. The queen's already on a good square, so he doesn't. Pawn takes. I mean, the point of developing the knight and the queen in these positions is so you can take back with a piece and not have to suffer the doubled pawns here. But anyway, there's nothing wrong with this either. I mean, I play the Nimzo-Indian as white, and I always take back with a pawn. I just have my pieces set up differently. So let's see. So I'm not in any hurry to trade here and undouble his pawn. I think I just castle. And play e5 here to open up a line for my bishop. And see if he wants to close the center. Yeah, he didn't, you know, I like to develop my knight to f3 there to put some pressure on the center. He didn't do that. So what happens if I take now? Pawn takes, pawn takes, pawn takes, pawn takes, I guess. And it's defended by the knight, so nothing horrible's happened. But how about if I place my rook on e1 here, looking through all of these pawns at his king? Then I'm actually threatening, I think, to take on d4, because at the end there'll be a pin on that knight. He can throw in bishop takes knight at some point, probably. But that's his good bishop. Does he really want to give it up? I guess so. I guess he does. This guy surprises me every move. Not every move. He's surprised me quite a lot in this game. Okay, so what have we got here? I have a light squared bishop. He has a dark squared bishop. His pawns are on dark squares, and I would like to keep them that way. So if I can play the move e4 and get away with it, I mean, it is defended by the knight and the rook. Maybe make his bishop a permanently bad piece. And then I can develop my bishop along the light squares here. I can, I can even get some pressure on his king, can't I? Bishop to h3 forces the rook away, and knight and queen can maybe coordinate against. He's blocking that idea. The knight can be chased away from there, though, right? This may be kind of a crazy looking move, but I think, where's the knight going? He can't go there, can't go there, can't go there, can't go there. He goes back to there. No, he can't go there. I take it. So he goes either to g2 or to d2. If I play the move g5 here, I think I will do that. Yeah, so back he goes. So now bishop here, hitting his rook, knight to g4 and queen to f6 is what I'm thinking. And let's see, the rook is still defending the pawn. And if he has to push his f-pawn forward, then he's in a bit of a spot. His remaining pawns will become weaker, I guess. I've weakened my kingside, but his pieces seem all shut in over here, so I don't know how he can really exploit that. Yep. You know what he should probably do is push the a-pawn and bring his bishop out in this diagonal, and then exchange here on c. On c5, try and open up a line for his bishop along this diagonal, maybe sneak in on the queen side. He could still push forward with d5, but I don't know if that accomplishes anything. Well, if he pushes with d5 and I take and he takes, and then he gets a chance to push the c-pawn forward, that would open up this long diagonal for his bishop. That would be worth something. So I'll have to think what to do then. But I think my attack is more immediate, so if he's just pushing pawns, I'm going to continue with queen to f6 here. Yeah, he's taking his time to think, but it's a tricky position. Yeah, he goes there. So I am coming here immediately. And let's see, if he moves the knight out of the way to defend the f-pawn, queen to f3 threatens checkmate. So I think he's in big trouble here already. A game that went suddenly downhill. Oh, he gives up a piece. Yeah, that's a one way out of the difficulties. And then now I have to untangle my pieces. Or do I? Let's see. Is there any nice follow-up? Maybe E3 is a good follow-up, because that's actually defended by the rook and the knight. Pawn takes, knight takes. And I'm still kind of breaking through, aren't I? Let's try this. If he pushes, he can push the f-pawn forward. How do I maneuver here? Okay, I'm going to maybe try and bring the queen in. Maybe I need to get the rook involved, though, actually. But queen to the h-file and rook up and over might be good. Or knight back and queen to g4 to f3. Can he control that square? He can control it with the rook. I'm just wondering how I get the bishop out of there. If I can get my queen and my rook lined up on the h-file, it looks like a good plan, but the bishop's in the way. But well, maybe it's doing a useful job of keeping him kind of tied down here. Yeah, it was a good practical decision to sack the knight there and stop my attack, but I should still be winning. So, do I want to defend the pawn? Let's see, I go here, he takes the pawn. I bring my rook over. His rooks can come in. Okay, let's drop the knight back. He can win the pawn, but no, actually I'll take with the knight. So obviously he would have to give up more material. You know, material trades favor me anyway because I've got the I have the advantage in material. Let's see. So what else could I do now? I could also bring the bishop back to f5 and knight to g4, and that would pile up on the h-pawn again that way. Okay, so now he's opening up this diagonal for the bishop. But I don't have to take, and I don't think I will. I think I will continue with this plan and let him take on c6. It keeps his bishop bottled up, that's the point. I don't want to open this diagonal for his bishop. Okay, so he goes there. That keeps my queen out of the f3 square, but it doesn't deal with the threat on h2. So now this is a fork. It hits the rook and threatens queen takes h2, which is not mate, though. The king can actually escape. It is starting to look good, though, I guess. Let's see. Well, this pawn here prevents my rook from coming to e3. Maybe king to g1, or h1. King to h8, putting it on that diagonal. It's kind of scary looking, but okay, so we just, doesn't this allow a mate now? The king has no escape squares. The king could have walked out through the e2 square, but the queen came over and blocked that exit. Okay, well, that was a good game. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.